Hi, everybody. We're here today to talk to Terri Vogt, who will be retiring soon. And she has had a distinguished career here with Kirtland for over 20 years. So, Terri, tell us a little bit about your banking experience before you came to Kirtland.
Hi, Karen. Sure. I started my career in banking in the 80s, and it was in San Clemente, California. I moved there when I was 19 with a friend of mine. And so I went to a temp agency and they sent me to a savings and loan in Laguna Beach, California. And I worked there for a couple of years. And then we moved back. I got married when I was over there. And then we moved back here a couple of years later and I got a job at First Interstate Bank. And I was with them for 10 years. And then I was out of banking for a while. And that's how I got into banking. Well, I decided because I was fortunate enough not to have to work for about 4 years, and I told my husband, I think I'm gonna go look for a job. So, I want to get into banking, I told him, back into banking. So I got in my car and I drove around the neighborhood and I said, I think there's a credit union or bank on the corner of Gibson. So I got the name of this credit union and I went home and I filled out my resume and I submitted my resume as for a teller position. And a couple of days later, they called me for an interview, and probably 4 days later, I started my work career here. I started working here.
Wow, that was a very scientific search for a job you did there.
It was hard. Drive around the neighborhood. Let's see. Again, I started in the teller department. I was there for 11 and a half years total. I was a teller, I was a senior teller, and I was a branch teller supervisor, which is now the assistant manager. And then I was ready for a change. So I applied for a position in operations support, and I did wires, and I got the job. I did wires, remote deposit, ACH, a lot of stuff in operations support. And then a position came open in training, and I thought that would be fun to work at, to be a trainer, to greet all those new hires that come in, and it would be fun to work with my friend Valerie too. So that was the number one reason I applied for the job, is because I knew Valerie and we're friends. So I thought, I'm gonna apply for a job in training, and I've been in training for a little over 5 years. I love it.
Wow, that's an interesting story. So I'm sure you've seen some changes over the years here, and I know you've mentioned this is kind of a funny story about pantyhose, if you want to tell that story real quick.
Yeah, I'll tell you the pantyhose story. So it has to be mid-2000s, about 2008 probably, and our CEO, the dress code was women had to wear pantyhose. They had to wear pantyhose. Even if you wore pants, you could wear knee highs. So we put a team together with the pros and cons and presented it to our CEO about why women shouldn't have to wear pantyhose in this day and age. And he wouldn't have it. He's insistent women have to wear pantyhose. So about a week later, his wife was watching Good Morning America, and she told him they're not wearing pantyhose and they're on TV. So he called the team back and told us we don't have to wear pantyhose anymore, and they changed the dress code. So that was a win-win for us women.
Wow, that speaks to the power of television, wives, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've seen many other changes. That's just kind of a funny story for that time. So I know that you must like working here, or you wouldn't have stayed, obviously. So what is it you like about working at Kirtland?
First and foremost, it's the people. I've met some wonderful people here at Kirtland. The members, when I was in the teller department, the members are wonderful, the people are wonderful. I just love working here. If I wasn't ready to retire. I mean, I worked my whole life for this, and now it's time. So the people, first and foremost, the people, and just have been treated very well here. So that Gallup question that everybody gets asked on the survey, do you have a best friend at work? I answer that one first. Yes, I have at least 3 best friends at work, and these people are gonna be they're my lifelong friends. I will be friends with them for the rest of my life. They're here for me, they listen to me, I listen to them, and we are best friends. I do have a best friend at work, and if I wouldn't started working here, I would have never met them. First off, I'm gonna get my shoulder fixed. I need surgery on my shoulder, so I have that scheduled as pretty shortly after I retire. So once I heal, I like to fish. I love to fish. And so we like to go to Red River. So we are planning a couple trips to Red River, and we'll go up in the mountains, and I have a new granddaughter. She's about 2.5. So I'll be spending a lot of time with her, babysitting her when she's not in daycare. So my husband was in the hospital, and he had some great care from people at the hospital and some wonderful volunteers that came in and helped. And I think we're gonna look into volunteering at the hospitals. We're gonna volunteer at the senior center. We're seniors, so we're going to do a lot of stuff. Just we work our life. I worked here for 20 years, and now it's time for me to go on to the next chapter of my life.
Well, thank you, Terri. Thank you for sharing those thoughts about yourself. You will surely be missed here at
Thank you,
Kirtland.
Kim. And I'll miss everyone. I will miss everyone.
Thank you.